How freedom of information laws challenge government secret policies and secrecy. Explore how freedom of information laws affect government secrecy policies, balancing transparency with the need for confidentiality and security. The impact of freedom of information laws on government secrecy policies. You know, I've been thinking a lot about how freedom of information laws have really shaken up government secrecy policies over the last few decades. It's kind of fascinating when you step back and look at the big picture, how what used to be tightly held classified information has become more accessible to the public. But at the same time, governments around the world seem to be juggling this tricky balance between transparency and maintaining confidentiality. So here's the deal. Freedom of information laws, or FOI laws, were created so citizens can actually request access to government documents that would otherwise stay locked away in dusty archives or worse, completely hidden. These laws basically force governments to open the curtain, laying bare certain information about their decisions and operations. But that doesn't mean everything is fair game. There's still a lot of wiggle room when it comes to government classified information, things that relate to national security, diplomatic relations, or sensitive law enforcement strategies. Let's talk about the tension here. On one hand, these FOI laws boost government transparency issues by giving the public and the press the power to challenge what's hidden. It promotes accountability, which is crucial for democracy. People get to know how their tax dollars are spent, how policies are crafted, and whether those in power are acting in the public's interest or just covering their tracks. On the other hand, certain areas of government have to guard information closely for the sake of national security, which leads to strict government information secrecy and sometimes contentious debates over what should stay secret. Here's an example. Take government secret policies. These might be covert operations, intelligence gathering tactics, or even experimental technologies. If this kind of stuff was tossed out into the public domain too openly, it could jeopardize national security or ongoing operations. So governments use legitimate reasons to withhold this information, citing exemptions within FOI laws to protect government confidentiality. But this is where things get tricky. Some agencies or officials push the boundaries too far, hiding behind the cloak of secrecy even when the public has a right to know. This misuse can lead to scandals or public mistrust, and it's been shown time and again that too much secrecy breeds suspicion. So, freedom of information laws act as a necessary counterbalance, ensuring that while not everything can be disclosed, governments can't just slam the door on accountability. Interestingly, these dynamics extend into the world of storytelling and fiction too. There's this book called Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It taps into the whole idea of government secret policies and classified information. It's a thrilling reminder of how conspiracy, secrecy, and the desire for transparency collide in wild and unpredictable ways. If you're into gripping reads that explore these themes in a suspenseful, thought-provoking way, I highly recommend checking it out. You can buy it now in ebook, print, or audio, and get lost in a world where government secrets take center stage. So, to wrap this up, freedom of information laws have significantly impacted government policies on secrecy. These laws push governments to be more open and accountable while still recognizing a need to protect genuinely sensitive information. It's a constant tug-of-war, reflective of the broader societal values around trust, security, and information freedom. And it's a topic that's as relevant today as it was when these laws first came into being. Whenever you think about those top-secret files, remember they're not always as invisible to the public as they once were, thanks to FOI laws, curiosity, and relentless journalism. But the debate about where the lines should be drawn will definitely continue. And hey, that makes for some pretty fascinating stories, both in real life and fiction.